Compliments of the season, food lovers, welcome back to my channel Naked Fusion. To my existing subscribers, thanks for always being here. If you're new to this channel, it's all about bringing bold flavors, simple meals, global fusions, and fun food experiments. So hit the subscribe button to get notified. Let's dive into today's dish. Today we're making everything fish stew, meaning get out all the fish you have in your fridge that you have been keeping, and we're going to make this one pot stew with everything. Dried fish, fresh fish, smoked fish, anyone you have, just get it out. I'm using some fresh croaker fish and fresh catfish, which I have seasoned, and that is what is in the Ziploc bag. Then I've also boiled my stockfish, and that is it in the bowl. I have some fried hake fish in the fridge, and I'm going to add this. I have some smoked dried river fish, and I have smoked panla that I have washed and then had to re-dry because I wanted them to be firm and not scatter. Of course, we can't make our stew without our boiled tomato base. I have boiled tomatoes and peppers with onions, and other aromatics together, cooked them down to the stick paste, and I'll be adding some crayfish powder. All the seasonings will be shown in the course of this video, so stay tuned. This stew is something you can do for this season, this Christmas season. All those leftovers you have in the year, you need to use up everything in your fridge, bring them out and use it up. So into a pan, I'm going to add in onions, and that's just for flavoring. I'm going to fry that my fish and then set it aside. Now when I've done that, I'm going to add some sliced onions into the hot oil, and I'm about to start frying my stew. Sorry about the blur, the steam got into the camera. So you put that in, and then you're going to saute your onion. To this, I'm going to be adding some herbs and spices. I'll be adding some rosemary, I'll be adding some thyme, and I'll be adding some curry powder. After adding your thyme, rosemary, and curry powder, at this point we can add our tomato base, and then we'll begin to fry our tomato base stew. After some minutes, this is what it looks like. You can see that our tomatoes is frying nicely and it's coming together nicely. The oil is beginning to float to the top. So this is what you want to look out for. The oil will float to the top and your tomatoes will look more dry. It will go from that paste to a more drier texture. To that, I'm going to be adding some crayfish powder. Now we're going to be seasoning this gradually and tasting as we go. I don't know how you like your fish stew, but my fish stew, I like it to be spicy. Maybe from my videos you probably can tell that I do like heat in my food. So, well, you have to add the spices to your own tolerance. You do not have to do it in the same quantity as I have done mine. So I've added my crayfish powder. I'm just going to stir that in. Ensure to keep stirring your stew so it doesn't burn. I'm using a wok, a non-stick wok, and I can say that I am safe. For whatever pot you're using, still stir. stir. And then after mixing, I'm going to allow this to fry again for a little bit. Then I'll be adding my stockfish at this early stage, and that's because I want it to cook a little bit further. To this, I'll be adding some fish seasoning. Because it's everything fish, I'm going to just deal with mainly things that have to do with fish. I'm also going to be adding some all-purpose seasoning to this dish, and some crayfish seasoning powder as well. You can see how thick our tomato paste is. That's fine. Just keep frying this. The time to add in liquid will come. Just keep frying this. Please taste as you go. I've added some of the stock. I'm going to be adding some of the stock of the stockfish, the boiled stockfish, to this stew. And then I'm going to allow this to simmer for a bit. Now I'm adding more crayfish. Please use ingredients to your own level of tolerance. I'm adding more crayfish because I really want this fish stew to be very, very, the flavor of the fish flavor would hit you. That is how I want the fish stew. So if you are making this dish and you feel you do not have enough oil in your stew, you can add more oil, but I promise you the oil is going to float to the surface very soon. And then it seems like it's not a lot now because it's boiling and emulsifying together, but it will separate at some point. You can see already it's already separating. Yeah, so at this point, I'm going to be adding the dried fish. Well, they're already cooked, and it's just for them to soften up. Although they have been re-dried, it's just for it to soften up, and then also it's going to absorb the flavor of the stew. So the sauce is going to get into the dried fish. We're adding the dried fish at this point. Just follow it step by step. If you are using the exact same ingredients as I'm using, if you're using the exact same protein as I'm using, I started off by putting my stockfish that has been pre-cooked, and then to that I'm adding the dried fish before I would add in the fresh fish that I have fried. We'll mix that gently into the sauce, and then we're going to allow that to simmer. At this point, I decided to add the rest of my stock to the stew, and I'm just going to allow this simmer for a bit before I begin to add the rest of our fish. So at this point, I'm tasting and I'm checking to see if the seasoning is okay. I just added some all-purpose seasoning to the stew because as we begin to put more protein in it, they begin to absorb the flavor and the seasoning in the stew. So I'm just going to mix that properly, and I will still taste. So please taste as you go. I keep hitting on that, taste as you go. So after some minutes of the stew of the stew simmering, at this point I'm adding my fried croaker fish and my fried catfish. Remember the catfish and the crockerfish in the Ziploc bag? I fried them and then I put them in the stew. I don't know how many people eat catfish like in stew. I know we do it as we grill it and we use it for pepper soup and some other stuff. I know some people also use it, like for like in stew, but I don't know why it's not very, very rampant. Yeah, but this was really, really nice. I've tried it before, and obviously the people who tasted it were like, oh, I've never had it in stew. So, well, it was a good thing to have added that to the stew. So we're going to just allow that simmer so that the fish can absorb the seasoning and absorb the stew flavor in them. So that's what we're doing. It's on very low heat, as you can see. It's not rigorously boiling. Yes, so that's what we're trying to achieve. So at this point, our stew is ready. And we'll be serving this with rice. I love rice a lot. We're serving this with rice, but you can have this with your yam. You can have this with your plain beans, as like beans and stew, or with plantains, whatever you want to use it for. Your okra and stew for swallow, you can use this dish. It's really nice. I want to know how many of you will be trying this dish in the comment section. I think I have listed out everything that I have used. So if you have your own variety of fish, you don't have to use mine. If you have your own, you've got tilapia, you've got pancasius, if you've got some red snapper, white snapper, whatever fish you have, eel fish, use it. So that's our stew. I'm just going to transfer this into a pot so that I can serve the food from here. So that's it, guys. This is our one pot everything fish stew. That's what I'm calling it, a one pot everything fish stew. It's thick. For those of you that doesn't like very thick stew, you can actually lighten up your stew. You can add more water, but ensure that the seasoning goes very well. If you have watched to this point, thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you learned one or two. To my subscribers, I want to say thank you. If you're new here, do not hesitate to subscribe, like this video, share this video. Until next time, guys, keep exploring. Happy holidays.